Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learning UI/UX design. And today's is learn as a prototyping in Figma as a fourth topics as a create a interactive components. As a interactive components is allow you to as a create a reusable interactions and as a can you can use for as a toggle switch in the as to show as a off or on is tape to as a on and as a buttons is cancels and as a tap has to save and as a checkbox has to show and the square break squares has to show and as a clicks as a check as a right sign to show in this square and as a radio button is a circle so is a options one is and any one options has to select and select after the as a fill the as a circle as a fill the circle and as a drop downs means as a clicks as a select the countries and any options as to choice and as a clicks after the drop down list as to show and any countries and any as items as to select in this list and menus as a menus as to clicks after the menus list as to show like as a share copy paste and the delete and many options as a tabs is so as a desktops applications or the website and the tabs and tab is so as screens to move as a homes explores profiles any clicks and move the another screens and fifth is a use the overlays is a overlays is appears on the top of the current screen and they are the useful for as a pop-ups as a menus dialog box as a notifications bottoms seats and the confirmations message first as a pop-up as a small windows that as appears in this the current as a center to a show and the importance of informations or ask for the user sections and this mobile screens and the current screens as ups to show as a pop-up box and as any reward and the specials offers as to claims now so pop-up box has to show and the menus as a list of options and that appears as over the screen for the quick as navigation and this the menus buttons has to clicks and show the menus in as my profiles and my bookings and the payment method settings help and the support and the logout buttons has to show in the menu. Third is a dialog box as a required the user's input and or as a confirmations as before the moving as forward is so as a delete the booking and as a dialog box has to show to confirm the delete the bookings as a cancel and the delete buttons has to show in a dialog box and fourth is the notifications as before the messaging that as a provide update or as a alert to the users as after the bookings as the confirmation notifications has to show as a booking is confirmed and fifth is a bottom sheet as a panel that slide up and prompts bottom to show more content or as a action and bottom sheet to move and slide in and out as a sorted by as as a recommended as price is low to high as a price is high to low and top selected and after as a click the apply button to the item as a select of this filter and sort the product And 6 is a confirmations message as confirmed to the users that the actions was as successfully, and as give the confirmations message as a success, and the your profiles has been updated successfully, and the OK button has to show. 6 is a create a scrollable screens as you can as a prototypes a long page, and that the users can as a scroll through, and for the examples as a expense dashboard, and as a user can scroll total balance as incomes expense as charts, and recent transactions as to show, and this the home page of the expense dashboard, and as a scrolls in downside, and after as a show the recent transactions, and as a recent transactions as to show as a monthly summarize, and as a budget process, and many options as to show in the expense dashboard to scroll as a down. Seventh is a create a fixed navigation bar, and you can as a make the element as a remaining visibles while screens as scroll, and as a fixed navigation bars to this in the bottoms navigations, and after the screens as a scrolling down, but the fixed navigation bars is not move, and as a bottom navigations as the home expands added as a report, and the profiles as to show in this a bottom navigation part, and a navigations bars is stay visible while the users has scrolls, and the benefit is easy to navigate the one screen to the another screens, as important actions of always as accessible, as a better users experience work well for as a mobiles applications. And why use the fixed navigations bar is always as visible, as better usabilities, consistent experience, and as improve the efficiency. And this image to show as first as at the top of the screen as to show, and after as a fixed navigation bar as to show, and after as a scroll down, so the after the scroll down the screens, and as this part as a scroll down and show the recent transactions, and also as that, but as fixed navigation bars is not move. 8 is a use the variable and the conditional logics, and 4 as a more advanced prototypes, and the Figmas is support the variable and the conditional logic. And what does it means, as the variables is store the values like colors text and the numbers, and that you can as a reuse and as a update as a globally, and the conditional logics is allow you to as change what is happens, and based on curtains conditions, and the examples of the variables as themes. Themes is types as a strings in light and the dark, and this is so as a light mode and the dark mode, and to move as a light mode, and as a clicks after to change as a dark mode, and second is logging status as types is booleans as a success or the errors, and the logging access and as a logging errors has to show, and the data is enters, and after the click as a logging, so the logging success message has to show, otherwise as a logging error message to show, and as a valid data has to enter, and after as cart qualities as numbers, and the examples as numbers has to give, so as cart qualities to as quantities has to change as first times as a so as a one quantity, and after as a plus and the minus to change, and the qualities has increase and the decrease, and as a select the state as a booleans at the selected and the unselected, and this types of options has the many options as to show, and any one's option has to select, and as a filter the datas and the product and last is users roles as the strings and the guest users and the admin and the different types of user flows, and as to show the users loggings, and after the loggings in the as loggings and the home and as a dashboard to move, and otherwise as the first time logging so the sign up, and after the all details has to show and verify the emails, and after has to move the home page. And the benefits is make prototypes is more dynamics and realistics, and handle multiple states and the conditions, as improve testings for real applications scenarios, and support different users roles, and as experience as save the times, and as reusable logics, and as variables. Ninth is a test your the prototype as use the present to previous your as designs, and the test as following as can the user as complete the task, are the buttons is easy to find, as does the navigations is make a sense or not, and are the transaction to faster or as a slow, and are the gestures is institutive, and is a feedback is clear, and you can also as share the prototypes with others for feedbacks and usability testing. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.